Many thanks for joining us on the newsroom. I am Oyin Adekunle. Ahead of Nigeria's 61st independence anniversary celebration, the Inspector General of Police Usman Baba has directed Assistant Inspector Generals of Police and Commissioners of Police in all the zonal and state commands, as well as the Federal Capital Territory, to lead security operations from the front line. According to First spokesperson Frank Mba, they are to ensure high visibility and confidence-boosting patrols around the venues of the celebrations, residential areas, and other places of public resort to prevent any infiltration by hostile elements. The IGP assured Nigerians of maximum security and urged citizens to go about the celebrations in the most peaceful and law-abiding manner. And the Senate has passed the Federal Road Bill, which seeks to repeal the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency Act, Federal Highways Act, and Control of Advertisements on Federal Highways Act. The proposed law is aimed at facilitating the establishment of an agency to govern and manage the nation's federal roads network. When established, the agency is expected to facilitate private sector participation in the development, financing, maintenance, management, and improvement of roads in Nigeria. The law would also regulate contracts for road concession and other forms of public-private partnership, as well as set guidelines for the working of PPP contracts. The House of Representatives has called for public and private support for the proposed multi-billion naira National Assembly Library project, which will be likened to the Library of Congress in the United States. The National Assembly had proposed 2 billion naira in the 2020 budget for the construction of the National Assembly Library to be domiciled with the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies. Speaker of the House, Femi Gbajabiamila, made this known while declaring open a public hearing on the bill, adding that the project aim was to deepen the legislative competence of lawmakers and that the library will house the National Assembly Museum. And 3 players at the ongoing Betsy Obaseki Women Football Tournament in Edo State have tested positive for COVID-19. They were among the 14 cases recorded in the state in the last 24 hours. Permanent Secretary to the Edo State Ministry of Health, Osanwoyi Roa, made this known while addressing journalists during the daily press briefing on COVID-19 at the Government House in Benin City. He said 3 deaths and 16 recoveries were recorded, in addition to 394 samples that were collected for laboratory tests within the same period. The maiden tournament opened on Monday evening at the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium in Benin City. The Nigerian Communications Commission (NCC) has urged telecoms consumers to link their national identity numbers names with their subscriber identity models before the expiration of the October 31 deadline set by the federal government. According to a statement signed by the NCC's Director of Public Affairs, Ikechukwu Adinde, the Commission is not going back on its decision. Adinde said that those without NIN will be denied necessary services that play vital roles in their lives, including acquisition of driving license and passports. A Paris court has handed former French President Nicolas Sarkozy a 1-year prison sentence after finding him guilty of illegal campaign financing of his failed 2012 re-election bid. Sarkozy, who was France's president from 2007 to 2012, was accused of having spent almost twice the maximum legal amount of 22 million euros on a re-election bid that he lost to the Socialist Party's François Hollande. Earlier in June, he told the court he had not been involved in the logistics of his campaign for a second term as president, knowing how money was spent during the election run-up. The 66-year-old is, however, the second former president in modern France after Jacques Chirac to be convicted of corruption. And in sports, Nigerian Super Eagles coach Gernot Rohr has announced his 23-man Nigerian squad that will take on the Central African Republic in October's double-header 2022 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. The 3-time African Kings would be hoping to extend their perfect start in Group C when they take on coach Raul Savoy's Wild Beasts to potentially qualify for the global football showpiece. To tackle these games, the German technician has named a strong squad with Napoli star Victor Osimhen, Jenks Paul Onachu, and Rangers Joe Aribo making the court. And that's the latest on the newsroom at this time. Do join us again at the top of the hour for more. Thank you for watching.